Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a Scottish Cup fourth round tie at home against Hearts, followed by a home game in the Premier League against Celtic. As you can see, we're still sat in fourth place, but in terms of number of points, we're not going to catch the top three now. We're 13 points behind Rangers and Hearts, with a further 10 points to Celtic. There's a long way to go for us in that regard yet, but the fact that we're still holding on to fourth place is quite good at the moment. And as you can see, it is still reasonably tight, but with a 5 point gap between us and fifth place Aberdeen and sixth place Hibernian, we're looking quite reasonable for a potential European qualification spot at the moment. In terms of recent form, we have been struggling, to be quite honest. The busy Christmas period has really hit us hard. We had a couple of good victories, and as you can see, we've scored plenty of goals really as well. We've scored two goals in or more in all of our recent matches for the most part. In December, we had a 2-0 draw though against Motherwell, followed by the same result against Ross County, followed by two 3-2 defeats as well. We've been quite unlucky overall, really. We had a good 1-0 win though against St Johnstone at the start of January, and then we've had the squad break. We did a couple of little friendlies. Jason Marquez is a guy that we're looking at signing. He's been on trial recently. He scored 3 goals in those two friendlies put together, and that was followed by a 4-0 defeat back in the Premier League by Hearts again away from home. They scored 4 past us away last time round, so yeah, I was hoping we'd be a little bit better off this time, but it was a struggle for sure. In terms of transfers, we are looking at trying to get a few players in. We're largely looking at free transfers, but there are one or two other younger players that we are looking at bringing in. Jason Quinones is a 29-year-old centre-back that we're looking at bringing in, and we're hopefully looking at Adaraboyo on loan as well. But Quinones will bring some valuable experience in there. We've got a young goalkeeper, potentially a young defender slash holding midfield player, hopefully going to come in. Luke Harris is looking like he could come in on loan from Fulham as well. We want Jason Marquez, but if he doesn't come in, we have potentially going to be signing a striker called Saul Gorirapa, and hopefully he will certainly come in and do a job for us as well. But in terms of sales, we have had a massive one. And it wasn't a deal I wanted to happen particularly, but Dylan Levitt, as you can see here, has gone to Partizan. He went for £10 million in the end. He's worth a lot more than that, and we did want more than that. But he came to me and he wanted to leave at the end of his contract. So I thought we may as well cash in, get the money into the bank. We're upgrading our training facilities thanks to that transfer, and it has given us a little bit more leeway in terms of our budgets as well, which is why we're looking at these free transfers to come in as well. Sebastian Pereira was a centre back that came in at the start of January on a free transfer, and again, I think he's quite a good player. He's 28, he's got some good experience, and his defensive attributes are quite strong. 3.5 star current ability centre back. He is certainly a first team regular. And we also brought in a Chinese youngster, 20-year-old Wang Hui. Now, the reason I actually brought him in is 2.5 star current ability in his best position, which is at right back, but he can play at centre back and left back as well. So he's got that versatility, and he'll certainly do a good job for us, hopefully, in terms of a utility player in that defence. He's got some good mental attributes, decent physicals. Yes, his technical attributes aren't particularly great, but he's already got 14 caps for China as well, so hopefully with his technical attributes they will improve the more he plays when we give him that opportunity. So firstly here we have got a game at home in the Cup against Hearts. I'm hoping for a better performance than we played against them last time out. In the league, we got absolutely battered. We didn't really look like scoring, to be honest, and I'm hopeful, like I say, for a better performance today. We have upgraded the defence slightly to ball-playing defenders, which is the best way of using the gegenpress style, and we've decided to put Stashevsky as a sweeper keeper now rather than just a goalkeeper. I'm keeping him on the defensive attribute rather than support or attacking. I don't want my keeper doing the rounds, but we'll see how he gets on. And other than that, the setup is pretty much the same, and hopefully we can, like I say, get a better result in this cup tie than we did in the league game. Um, Hearts are one of those teams that are on 48 points, as I mentioned before. They're sat there with Rangers, joint second, third, however way you want to look at it, and it'll be a tough test. There's no doubt about it. But hopefully, like I say, we can turn up here and get a good result. We have beaten them at home previously in the league as well, but our form was a little bit better at that point. So, bearing that in mind, we've got some work to do, and I'm hopeful that if we can get these other players in that we've actually put bids in for, we will hopefully it will improve the team. But like I say, hopefully it will give us a little bit more of a diverse stature in the way that we play. Here's Walters into Henry Francis. They're very attacking, aren't they? And Rowe has done it again. Jonathan Rowe scored 2 goals against us in the last league game, and he scored 2 goals against us in the original league game. He's done so again. He is certainly a thorn in our side. We just can't handle him at all. And it is 1-0 to Hearts here. This is Cudjoe into Pereira, Fiorini. Pereira into Cudjoe again. And Fornart manages to claim it and plays it back to Sessegnon, who looks over the top, and Serjan is in behind Pereira, and Serjan is going to score here. It's 2-0, and this is not going well at all. Hearts have certainly got a number for us at the moment. They're scoring goals against us for fun, and this is not suiting us whatsoever. And we've not even created an opportunity as of yet. Serjan with a free kick, and I've got a very horrible feeling that this could be 3-0. Serjan strikes it. It's taken a huge deflection, and it's come back for Henry Francis. Can he get a strike away? No, he can't, but it's come for Sessegnon. There's no closing down. It's just wide of the post, but that is shocking defensively from us there. It remains 2-0. But that was absolutely terrible. I mean, look at the stats so far. We've not even had an attempt. We're not looking like going forward at all here. And we're going to demand more straight away here. It's only been 20 minutes, but we've not even created anything yet. And again, given the way that we've been playing at times, we should be better than this. This has been extremely poor. We're certainly heading out of the cup at this rate. Still no chances created. Half an hour gone. Not good at all here. What can I say? I mean, all the players' ratings are down. We've created nothing. We've had decent possession. Don't mean anything if you can't do anything with it, does it? But that is an atrocious first half. I very rarely do it, but I'm going to throw a water bottle at them. I'm really going to get into it because that was absolutely dreadful. And every single player needs to look at themselves here. The team is good enough to be competitive against a team of Hearts quality, and we're just not showing it at all here. We're going to make some substitutions. I can't keep it like this. I really can't. We're going to change the defence back into central defenders, and I think Sashevsky is going to have to change back to a normal goalkeeper, to be honest, because he's not looked like doing anything either. Right, let's have a look. See, I mean, everyone's playing poorly, so I think we'll bring McLeod on for Cudjoe. We'll take Clinton off for Polidoro. Jordan James, I think we're going to bring on. Craig Ward's actually been one of the better midfielders here. We're going to bring Jordan James on for Lewis O'Donnell. Bass is apparently motivated, but it means nothing. Wang Hui is going to come on for his debut. And it's only defenders that we've got on, really. And I mean, Van Rooij's on a yellow card. We'll take him off as well. We'll get Ashcroft on. We'll make all 5 changes because this is absolutely unacceptable so far. And we need to do a lot more than we are doing. Rowe into Fornart. And now Sessegnon moving inside. We need to at least just show a bit of bite. We're not looking at winning the ball or anything at the moment. Henry Francis is just exchanging passes there. This is Hamilton into Walters. And he's just holding on to it nice and easily. And now Oscar Bob plays it into Serjan, back to Fornart. The shot is deflected. Bob gets a strike away, and it goes over a wide. But we're not even getting close to them here. It's been so poor. We're going to fire the boys up a bit, I think, here. We need to light something up here. We've not had a shot on target. Yeah, I mean, look at those attempts from Hearts. We've been absolutely dominated here. And to be quite honest, I'm not feeling very hopeful for the upcoming league game against Celtic either. Because this is absolutely terrible. It really is shocking. And they're still creating more chances. And we've done absolutely nothing. I can't believe how badly we've played. This is probably the worst that we've played all season. Even against the likes of Celtic and Rangers, we haven't been this poor. And yes, Dylan Levitt is a big miss for us, and the team is coming to terms with the fact that he's not in the squad anymore. But this is absolutely shocking. This really is poor. Here's Oscar Bob, plays it back to Hamilton. Now Walters into Hamilton again. We're supposed to be pressing, and yet we're nowhere near them. Fraser Sharp finally shows a bit of grit there. James tried to play it to McLeod, loses out, and now Serjan plays it through. And Hearts are on the break here, and it's Oscar Bob into Cavallini who scores. I think he was offside. Well, there's not even a check happening for that, so he's obviously not offside. It's 3-0. And, I mean, no shot on target. I mean, we are in desperate need of a striker. We are in desperate need of a centre forward. Pereira into Fiorini. Now Ashcroft. Into James. Polidoro holds on to it and plays it into Wang Hui. Wang Hui. Hui. We'll find a way of saying it. Polidoro into Fraser Sharp. And as soon as I mention strikers, Fraser Sharp goes and scores. He's not that massive goal scorer that we were hoping he's going to be. I mean, we've got a goal, but that is a shocking performance. It really is poor, and we've got work to do. We really do have work to do. I'm hoping these new players come in, um, but at the moment, I'm not really sure where I can take the squad at the moment. It's a strange position that we find ourselves in. We find ourselves in a bit of form, and then we just lose track. And I don't understand it at the minute. It's very, very odd. I mean, we've had a really tough period over the winter break, of course, as well, but we were losing and drawing against teams that we should have been beating. And yes, Rangers is always a tough game. Celtic's always a tough game. And I know Hearts is a tough game. But we've done better against Rangers and Celtic than we have done against Hearts this season. That is not good enough. And we've certainly got work to do. There's 8 days before the game against Celtic, and we are still in the transfer window, of course, so it might take a little bit of time to get through. So I'll just move through this next week off camera. Hopefully, we'll have some new signings come through the door, and hopefully, we might have a bit more of a fight in us for that league game. But we'll have to wait and see, and we will go from there. Well, as you can see, before I do move it through, Luke Harris has actually just joined the club on a loan until the end of the season, so that is a bonus for that winger area. So hopefully we can continue in that vein and get these signings through the door before that Celtic match. So bear with me and I will come back shortly. Well, we got there in the end, and we have made some signings as well. All of the players that we targeted have now come in. The only player that didn't was Marquez. He ended up going to Wolves. Polidoro's actually going to start up front. Guarirapa, who is our new signing, can play out wide or up front. He's going to be playing as the inside forward on that right hand side. Lulic is back from his injury as well. We've done a little bit of changes in terms of the way they play, so we're asking our wingers to run at the defence. We're going to do a shoot on sight mentality just to give ourselves that little bit more, um, just to really try and get some attempts in at goal because we really struggled the last few matches, and hopefully that can help. Centre backs are off the ball playing thing again. That did not work out at all. We're going to ask James to be a bit more of a half back role, so he will be a bit more of a tough tackler in that holding midfield role, and he will sit a lot deeper rather than push forward at all. Fiorini is now going to be a roaming playmaker. The box to box thing hasn't really worked for us. So Fiorini is going to have free rein just to roam about a little bit and try and get forward that little bit more. And like I say, hopefully he will do a good job for us. The other new signings that have come in aren't quite fit really to be starting. Quinones, I think we will actually start for Dig Beriku. No, that's not worked. Try it again. We're going to start Quinones and we're going to start Pereira. We'll start the two of them together. They are our best centre backs. We need our best players playing today, really. And uh, Moscardo isn't fully fit, so he is not in the squad. And Luke Harris unfortunately picked up a slight knock, so he isn't in the squad either. But hopefully Goripara and Quinones can have good debuts today, and we'll get a good result. Anything other than a defeat would be perfect. If we get beat 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that, I'll take it, to be honest. looked really, really poor in recent matches, but hopefully, like I say, we can improve today. So we've got Stashevski in goal, Serkin, Pereira, Canunez and Ashcroft at the back, James, Fiorini and O'Donnell in that midfield three with Lulic, Gary Para, I keep saying Para at the end, Gary Rapper and Polidoro up front. I need to start signing players that I can actually say. I think that'd be a good start, wouldn't it? But we're going to have to get used to these guys being around because Canunez at the age of 29, yes, he's a little bit older than I tend to sign, but he's got vital experience and he's the kind of player that we need in that back four at the moment. And Gary Rappa is 24 if I remember rightly. So again, he's got good experience and previously at Atalanta in Italy. So, and he has played first team football for them, albeit not that much, but he has played a little bit. So hopefully he can come in and do a good job for us. Well, here we go. I mean, we've only won one of our last five, which was against St Johnstone, and it was probably one of our better performances of the season, to be fair. But like I say, hopefully we can get a good result today and at least try and be little bit more creative. We were absolutely shocking in the previous game. James and Lulic have had very early yellow cards here. That's the last thing we need is a red. And the ball's been played in there. It's going to be cleared away, and Ode does manage to just about keep it in there for Celtic, and he clears it forward looking for Jota. And Jota does beat Ashcroft to it, and he plays it back to Callum McGregor. Plays it forward again, and Jota's in behind, and Jota is going to score. And all the time. It's all the time. It's wingers that are doing us in. We can't seem to do well enough defending on in those wide positions. I think I'm going to have to change them to fullbacks. Because with them being wing backs, it's just not working out at all. Um, Obviously, wing backs is a little bit more focus on getting forward as well, and I don't think we can. I don't think we can rely on that. We need that solid defensive stature. We do keep that high line as well. O'Donnell does well to intercept there. James into Polidoro. Now Fiorini plays it into Serkin, who comes down this left-hand side, plays it in, and it's bobbled about, but Polidoro has grabbed as an equaliser here. Serkin was as a wing back at that point as well. I don't think the tactical changes have taken effect yet, but we are going to change them to the fullback roles anyway, I think. And in terms of statistics, we're not looking too bad actually. Yes, Celtic scored early and it did send off a bit of a panic, but hopefully we can keep ourselves in this game. Here's Musa. Fiorini couldn't quite keep the ball there. Ashcroft couldn't beat Quinones. What a tackle from him. But the penalty has been given against him. Ibanez brought down. And unfortunately, it's not going to be a debut to remember for Quinones here. Penalty review. And the penalty has been given. And apparently, it was a questionable decision. So Ibanez, again against us, scores again against us. It's the same players that keep doing it. Rowe from Hearts keeps scoring. Ibanez for Celtic keeps scoring against us. And Morelos keeps scoring against us from Rangers as well. So, yeah, not ideal. I mean, we did well to get back into the game as quickly as we did previously, but we've got work to do here. And Ode is down this it's that left-hand side again. Here's Jota. Ode again. Plays it into the penalty area, and De Frutos is completely free. Serkin couldn't get there. Ibanez scores. It's 3-1. And very, very poor once again. Again, I'm really not sure what we can do against these sides at the moment. We're just not quite, we've not got that quality. And as you can see, obviously Polidoro's got the goal, which is why his rating's up, but the rest of the team is shocking at the moment. And yeah, it's just not working out for us. Fiorini does well there to find Polidoro. He gets brought down, no foul, and Ibanez is clean through here, and he could end up with another strike at goal. Stashevski does well to claim it. But Polidoro brought down completely there, and there was no foul given. And again, we're in the game, we're creating opportunities, but again, Celtic are just better off, and they've got a free kick in a dangerous position here. And again, it's Jota who's had the strike, and he's just flown it straight into the back of the net. I mean, you can't defend against a free kick like that, really. It's a brilliant effort, and we are getting an absolute pasting here again. It's not going too well at the moment. We're really struggling for form. And they've almost scored again there just before half time. We need to do something here. We really do. But there's not really an awful lot I can think of doing. I don't really want to change tactics or formation because it has worked for us earlier in the season. But at the moment, this is absolutely dreadful again. And we'll try and get the lads to wake up a bit. But we've had yellow cards again. James, Gary Rapper, Lulic, all on yellow cards. Carter Vickers here to Worrell. Into Carter Vickers again. Jan Kuto. Carter Vickers. All the way back to Iker Alvarez. Obviously, we weren't expected to beat Celtic. You never are in the Scottish Premier League, really. But I'd at least hope that we'd be a bit more competitive. And we have shown that we can create more chances, which has been good. But at the same time, we've not really done an awful lot with the ball. Here's Gary Rapper into Ashcroft. Looks over the top, and Lulic is just about managing to get there on that left-hand side. Sirkin plays it in. Polidoro controls it well into James, and now Fiorini, who strikes, and it's taken a slight deflection. It's only Fiorini's second goal of the season. Clearly he's relishing that little bit of a playmaker role. It's 4-2, and we have been beaten 4-2 by Celtic before as well. But we're showing that we can still be in this game here, but at the same time, they've just got, I mean, Celtic have got too much quality. We really have to be very clever in the transfer market to get anywhere near Celtic's quality at the moment. Here's Carter Vickers into David Worrell. McGregor and Oscar exchanging passes. Can we get the ball? Please, somebody make a tackle that doesn't involve a yellow card. De Frutos, Sirkin does well to slow him down, but he plays it back to Jan Kuto, and Ashcroft manages to clear. Gary Rapper couldn't be owed, and now McGregor into Oscar. McGregor, Oscar, Musa, they're moving the ball superbly, and the shot is just over the bar. It remains 4-2. And, I mean, Gary Rapper and Lulic have been shocking today. I mean, yes, all right, Gary Rapper and Quinones, he's been poor as well, but it's their first games, and it's the toughest game that it could be, but they are players that we've brought in to be immediate first-team players. They are two of the best players at the club, but they have been shocking today, Gary Rapper and Quinones, and the ratings are still going down here. And we have got an injury here. It's O'Donnell who's got the injury. And we're going to have to make some changes, I think, anyway. Lulic is going to come off for Hlinson. Gary Rapper, unfortunately, hasn't had a good debut. Kudjoe is going to come on for him. And Quinones, we're going to bring him off after not the best introduction to the club. Ryan Edwards is going to come on for him. And we'll bring Sirkin on at left back for Yori Bass as well. It gets the players on the yellow cards off. John James is going to have to just hold on, basically, and just keep going. And here is Bass into James. Staszewski just holds on to it and finds Edwards. He plays it in the air for more, and McGregor's latched onto it, and now Ibanez. It's 5-2. That is how quickly it can happen. We've just not got... We've not got the ball players at the back for this, I don't think. But at the same time, the defenders aren't on the ball playing duty. And Staszewski's had a shocking game as well. But again, in terms of goalkeepers, Brian Kinnear wants to leave. He's been linked with a move to Newcastle. It's a 5-2 defeat. Yes, at least we've managed to score some goals, and in the end we actually have more chances than Celtic, but they're just too good, aren't they? I mean, the players that they've got, I mean, you look at Jota, I mean, he's just an outstanding player. But his free kick taking, believe it or not, is only 11 out of 20, and the way he took that free kick, you'd think he was much higher rated than that. There's certainly a lot of work to do, and yes, these new players have got to gel in a little bit, but we need to start winning games, and we need to do it soon. We've got Ross County up next, amongst a couple of other supposedly easier matches, and as you can see, we need to start winning games again. We're 16 points behind Hearts and Rangers. We're not going to catch the top three, but if we can somehow find a way to win 3 or 4 games and just take a bit of a lead in terms of this little group of teams in the centre of the table, then it'll be something. We're hoping for a top half finish. That's what the fans want for sure. But again, it's going to be an extremely tough ask if we don't improve ASAP. Ross County are 11th, Motherwell are 10th. They are two massive games. We drew 2-2 against both of them last time out. We need wins, and we need them desperately. We really do. Quinones, obviously, he was very, very poor. We're going to issue a warning to him. I don't care that it was his debut. You can't go giving away penalties, especially against a team of Celtic's quality. Gary Rapper was poor as well, so we've issued a warning to him. And Stashevsky was poor as well, so we're going to issue another warning to him as well. And I think we're going to have to put some statements out, but I think I'm half tempted to change tactics, unfortunately. The Gegenpress style, I think, works, but we just don't seem to have that bite. We don't seem to. We press, but we don't try and win the ball, and it's quite an odd thing to watch at the moment. So maybe some tactical changes before the next episode, because that conceding 12 goals in 3 games is not good enough. It really isn't, and we have got some work to do. Especially in February, there's 5 games there. Huge, huge football matches, those 5 games. We need wins in at least 3 or 4 of those. We really do. We've got Livingston at home and St Mirren away. They're the only 2 games in March. So I think what I'll do, we'll come back for those 2 games. And then you've got Rangers away and Aberdeen at home, which are the 2 games in April. But then the league splits into 2 parts. So we'll be looking a little bit more towards then for the episode after Livingston at home and St Mirren away. So until next time, guys, thank you for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time when we have hopefully won 1 or 2 more games. And this is Big Will signing away.